Your typical podcast. All right, thanks for listening to Your Typical Podcast. I am going to be reviewing this season of Survivor, season 50, because it's just such a monumental season. And I wanted to bring a special guest on to help me review. So we have Mikhail. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, Donnie. I appreciate it.
Survivor
Never thought I'd see
enthusiast.
myself doing these.
I think it should be fun. I thought of you because I know you're a big fan. Obviously I follow you on all the socials. And I feel like all you talk about is Survivor. Your post every day to get on the show. So I'm like, who better to come give their opinion with me than you? So thank you for saying yes, and thank you for agreeing to review this season with me. It should be fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Big Survivor fan myself. If people are listening at home, keep dreaming every day. If you want to be on that show, like I haven't got there yet, but I know one day I will. It's all mental things, all mindset thing. But I'm excited. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So I love to start the podcast with a new guest for them to tell everyone how we know each other. So go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I have no idea how long Donnie's done orgs or different things. Maybe a few years. Been around the block a little bit, right? He's somewhere in there, right?
A little bit.
Vanquish. So we both played an org called Vanquish. They raise money for Make a Wish. It's a great org. So if you want to get involved there. It's a really good one, especially if you're new. Never played one before. They reached out to me, and I was like, I don't know, and the stars aligned in our season. I actually wasn't supposed to be on it first, but it worked out. That's a story for another time. But I got on there, and me and Donnie, opposite tribes, we came together for were we together for what?
That
Like
is one single tribal.
Donnie's first impression of me is downing a whole thing of milk, a whole gallon of milk.
Well, it was just like so interesting because you got 5th place. 5?
Yeah, 5th place. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I know 5th place
Classic.
very well. So just to give you some context, I've played 3 orgs, including Vanquish, and then I played 2 in-person versions of Survivor.
Can't wait. I need to play an LRG so bad.
And the first time I played with Austin, so that's how I know Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And we both made it to the final 3 together. So we were
Did you
in.
win?
Neither one of us won. He got second, I got third. It was horrible.
3rd place, I feel like.
I know. I will say I deserve to get 2nd place. Austin, you know that I did. But that's a story for another day.
Right?
Yeah, probably. And then I played a few other games. Actually, me and Austin played a 2nd org together. And we had to be teammates. So we were teammates. It was really cool.
And they were teammates.
I know I didn't realize that we'll get voted off individually. So Austin got sent home like 3rd, and I was in the rest of the game by myself.
Oh, so, that's rough. So it's like blood versus water kind of thing.
Kinda. But I got 5th place in that. And then
let's go 5th place club.
Vanquish, I didn't do as well, unfortunately. But I will say, I don't know if you know this, but I think Kristen knows this. I had the idol. I could have stayed if I wanted to. I didn't want to stay. I was like, I'm done with this game. Also, like, truthfully, I just didn't have the time to commit.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I loved everyone at Vanquish, but I think that was the hardest part. At Vanquish, like, you have to be available. They have a really
tough schedule.
And it was like just too hard. And
stars aligned
busy
for
body.
Me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so busy now. I'm like, even with this spot, I felt so bad. I'm like, oh crap, I'm busy this weekend. I'm going to New Jersey for the Idol in New Jersey, and then, tonight we're filming this, and then tomorrow I'm driving all the way out to Connecticut for that one.
You've been jumping around.
If I get to Connecticut and New York City, because we know it's New York City, they can hide it all they want. They're putting it in New York City.
Yeah.
So I'm an upstater, but that'll be my 5th idol that I found. So, trying to make waves, put my face out there. That's
good.
The end of the day.
I feel like that's
a
the
great
strategy.
Experience. Yeah, that's the strategy. It's a mindset thing, but also like for me, there's so much more with it. Is because like I get to be in that environment where there's Survivor players. I get to connect with people. I get to build connections and relationships, and like even like little things. Like I was gonna leave New Jersey, and there was 2 people when we went in there, and they were like, "Oh, like we didn't get to see Sheree and Tony or any of that stuff." and we were heading away, and the lady, like, from that literally 1-minute conversation comes and goes, like, "Wait, you were the one in there, like, look, I got a photo of Tony and Suri," and I'm like, "No, because I just got Suri, I didn't get to meet Tony at all." So then when I went back in there, I got to meet both of them. It was just a great experience overall. So, it's a lot of network, a lot of connections, but, it's I'll say it, a lot of people they get annoyed, but love of the game. I do it for the love of the game, Donnie.
Also, don't dim your light because other people get annoyed. Like that's what you love.
Yeah.
Also, it's an awesome show to be. I mean, people are obsessed with Love Island, and I personally think Survivor is way better than that.
I might have
So,
to get
like,
into Love Island. I don't know. What's the whole, like,
I've never seen it.
meme with the zip line or whatever?
I've
Someone
never
knows
seen
that
it,
reference.
but I will say, like, I do know that Love Island also films in PG.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, like,
Yeah, you're on that beach. You're on that beach,
yeah,
right?
I've seen like memes where they're like, imagine starving at nighttime in Survivor, and you see the Love Island fireworks at midnight. So, and there must be
That's a
something. I wonder
crash
what
out
the
right there.
pipeline is. But yeah, when we played Vanquish together, we didn't really actually play together, so it's hard to like say like we played together. It was
Who
like one
knows?
round. We had just met
Hey, or
officially.
there's a lot of orgs,
Yeah,
so
there is a lot of orcs. I could put my head in the ring for another one.
gotta
Maybe
give me an
eventually.
LRG.
Yeah, I fingers crossed. I did. But it should be fun. The LRG if you get to play soon one day.
One
I
day.
can't say much about it because I'm on the production team, but let's just say someone that you and I both know is playing. So
Whoa.
yeah, that's a little
Now I got
secret.
something to look forward
I'll
to.
tell you, not on the podcast, so no one needs.
Yeah.
Um, so we're here to talk about Survivor 50. What are your initial thoughts? Like, what are you feeling, hoping? It's next week, right? So it's already coming up.
Yeah. I'm gonna say is I remember when they first, like, were revealing it, and I'm watching, I think it was, like, 49 that they showed it, and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and then it got to that point where it's like, I think I think it was Rick Devens was like, Billie Eilish, Boomerang or something, and I'm like, "What?" So, I think for me, like, I'm a Survivor person, I'm gonna be happy either way. Some people, they had very strong feelings of, like, season 50, and now it's got like reality stars. It's not the show that we wanted, different things like that. But when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, like, Survivor's got to do what they got to do to survive and do whatever, but like, it's still Survivor. You're still seeing your favorite players out there. Like, we're going to see, like, all the like, we're going to see those three new winners come on the island. We're going to see Coach, we're going to see Q, like, we're going to see a lot of these like big entertaining personalities. So regardless of what's going to happen, it's going to be an entertaining season. So
No,
I'm
I
personally
agree.
hyped. And my biggest hope for that season, I don't want to get too much into it because I know what we're going to be doing later because I don't want to reveal anything. But there's some people that I'm excited to see them with all these big personalities on how they do. And I'm hoping that they make a good run for it. So,
No, I agree. I think people have strong opinions about Survivor in general, but I think the reason why it's been able to stay around so long because it takes big swings.
hmm,
And yeah, like I would rather see them take a big swing and maybe it doesn't work than like kind of keep like a stale format that I think
I
it's
agree.
nice that it's changed. I mean, honestly, like we've been wanting a breath of fresh air since Survivor 41. So like this is gonna be the fresh air. Maybe there's gonna be some things that don't work. Maybe the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol is not gonna, but
Rick
maybe it'll
Devens goes
surprise
home
us.
with it.
We don't even know what it is. We don't know what it is, so we'll see. um,
uh,
I was like guessing, like, what could it be? And I'm like, could it be like Boomerang Idol where you play it and whoever you voted for goes so I don't know. I don't know exactly.
That's I think, like, honestly, like, people are so like, "Oh, I hate this." But for me, I'm like, it's just giving you new twist and new
Yeah.
advantages,
I
like,
love a
and it's like,
twist.
how are
I
they
love a
gonna work
twist.
out? You know what I mean? Like, I think last season was so like, there was that, like, kinda like where it was like, well, what's the technicality with what we do with this, with the knowledge is power? So I think,
Mhm.
like, seeing like new things, so it's not just like, oh, idol and knowledge is power and that, like, so I think it'll definitely bring that fresh air, to the show. So I'm personally excited for it because I don't know. I'm looking for some big blind sides. That's what I want to
Yeah.
see, Donnie.
I love a good twist. I love like as some I when I played the LRG Survivor, I actually benefited from the shot in the dark. So I'm
Mm,
like, I like it
Hey,
personally. I think it's a good mechanism. I think it was like
when it
Final
works for
7.
you, right?
It was Final 7, and, like, I didn't think I was getting voted out, and then this guy, and I'm not even supposed to be talking when people are coming back, but this
Mm.
guy comes back, and I was like, "It looked weird," so I was like, "Who did you vote for?" He was like, "You." I was like, "Oh, no." Like, fuck, I'm in trouble. I didn't have
Wow.
an idol or anything, and
Mhm.
I went to the voting booth. They're like, "Who you voting for?" I'm like, "I'm gonna play my shot in the dark. We'll see what happens." And then, like, literally, the person's like, "Okay, anyone has anything?" I'm like, "Me, me, me." And I give them my shot in the dark, and they're like, "We'll see if it works." I'm like, "No, it's gonna work because it needs to."
It's
And
a
it did.
mental
It
thing.
did.
It's a
It
mindset.
did.
See,
It worked,
look,
and then it worked, and I
mindset.
stayed. Everyone was gagged, and a person who got only 2 votes to go home went home. So I
Play of
was
the
like,
season, right?
yeah,
Play of the
it
season.
was the play of the season, I
Cinema.
think,
Absolute
personally.
cinema. I love it.
So things work out, and we'll see what happens. So first we have Angelina from season 37. Thoughts?
So, do I go first?
Yes, you go first. Sure. Say what you got.
Natalie, can I have your jacket?
I know. That's what I was gonna say. Jacket,
Everyone knew it.
jacket.
Even the podcast they had in their heads. Uh, no, but
She's gonna
for
be
me,
great.
yeah, I think like a lot of potential, and I think going to explode out there, in a good way. So I'm excited.
All right. So then we got Aubrey.
Okay. I think Aubrey will be. I think she'll be good. Maybe a late run in there. You never
She's
know.
also she has something to prove. She
Yeah,
did
no,
really
for
well,
sure.
and like her first season and the next 2 seasons she didn't do as well. So I think she's coming in with something to prove, and I think people may overlook her based on some of the other people on the
Oh,
show. So
which I think she can definitely play into her hands of people underestimating her.
I agree. All right, next we got Coach. I don't like Coach.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say it. Entertainment probably. Everyone thinks he's gonna go for. I don't know personally. I think he's gonna go against Rizzo. Like that's been the theme. I listened to a podcast and they both are kind of like. I think Rizzo wanted to work with Coach, and Coach is like, "This is gonna be the person I take down."
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like,
kind of funny.
what?
I
I'm
think he's
like,
gonna
I know I'm a
be
little crazy, but I love Coach. He's funny. He's funny, but game wise, I could see probably you know early, maybe middle before we get to merge, honestly. So
we'll
not
see.
expecting much. That's my words. Not expecting much.
Charlie. I think Charlie's gonna fucking kill. I think
You
he's
think
gonna
he's
kill.
got it?
He was really good on the first season. I think people might look into that a little more than they should,
Mhm.
but I think he's gonna kill. Based on like the other big targets on this season, I think he's not one of them, in my opinion.
Mm. I think that's a good point. I think it's gonna come down to perception, right? What do these people that are going? What are these survivors when they go on the island? What are they actually sitting there going, "This is my perception, and this is the person that's in front of me." You know what I mean? So if
Mhm.
they're thinking that Charlie from his season, watching him being like sitting there thinking, "I think Charlie should have won," or like Charlie made it and did so well at scheming and all that. Charlie probably could go home early. So I think for Charlie, my 3 words, if I had to pick three, would be let's see what he's got. That's not 3 words, that's four. But I'm
I'm
definitely
thinking
interested
Taylor
to see how he
Swift.
does. Taylor
Swifty.
Swift.
That's
That's
that's my
that fits into three
when but
words.
when he gets the Taylor Swift shot in the dark, then what?
He'll be on his knees crying.
Yeah. All right. Next, Kristen Hoffbeck. Oh, Chrissy. I said Kristen. Sorry. Not Kristen.
I'm honestly excited. Um Late run. I honestly I think Chrissy played really good in their season. Honestly, I would say this is the right season with Ben, right? Ben won that
Yeah,
season. I'm not
Ben won the
tripping.
season.
Okay. Sorry, Ben, if you ever watch this. Personally, I think Chrissy probably should have won that
She
season.
should have won. She
So
should have won.
so in
And
my
if
eyes,
there
some
wasn't
people
fire
have got their own
making,
feelings.
if
Yeah,
there wasn't fire
fire
making, she would have won. Easily.
exactly. So I think Chrissy definitely has a lot to prove of like one, definitely know fire making, but I think she's got it. I think skill, I'd say skill, excitement, and prove herself out there is what I'd give for her.
I agree, and she's won, like, the record of, like, most immunity wins in a season of women. I think she
Crazy.
was started the starter of that record,
Mm,
and also, I just think people again, I think Chrissy's in a good position because she's, like, a big threat to the viewers, but I don't think people in the game are gonna think of her that way
yeah.
initially, which I
They're
think is
looking
a
at the
good
winners right now.
yeah,
They're
it's
looking
gonna
at
be a
like
good place to
Savannah,
come in.
Kyle, all that.
Yeah. Alright, we got Christian.
Christian, Mr. Yap himself. I'm not gonna lie. Christian, I think it's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the podcasts that were recorded, everybody wanted to work with this guy. So honestly, Christian, think it's gonna be entertaining regardless if he gets voted out early or not. He's gonna be entertaining. He's gonna yap your ear off. What more could you ask for?
I see him making merge just because he's good at puzzles, and I think
Mhm.
lately Survivor, especially pre-merge, has been heavy puzzles. Like, puzzles
Yeah.
are always a part of the tribe challenges, so
So
I
you think
think
they'll
he
target
might
him for that?
I think I think he's gonna carry his team so they don't have to worry about it.
Valid.
Hopefully, we'll see. Alright,
Valid.
next, we got Suri, my
The
girl,
queen, the
the
queen.
queen.
Oh,
Say what you want. I think it's gonna be an uphill battle for Suri to win, but I think she makes a long run almost every time, so I see her sticking around because why wouldn't she?
yeah, I think you're right on the nail on that because honestly, like, Suri has this, like, if you wanna say, you had Riz God last season of the aura, right? Cerie's the one that really came up with the aura, am I right?
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
she's got that bubble around her, like, that likability, people are rooting for her, so, like, honestly, like, I would love Cerie going really far. I do think she's making merge. I think it's, like, 7 or 8 might catch up with her, but, like, personally, like, I like Cerie a lot, and I'm excited to see how she does, and I know the likability she's gonna play to her hand, so
I think Suri if I had to describe myself as a player, I think I'm most like Suri, meaning like I connect people with people really well socially. I'm a good strategist too. I may be a little more abrasive than Suri is, but that's okay. But I think Suri's fatal flaw, she needs to win something. I think like if she can win an immunity
Mhm.
challenge and protect herself, I think that's all she needs. And correct me if I'm wrong, she's never even found an idol or anything. Like
Nope.
she needs something like
This is
that
the
as well. Like
season for
yeah,
it, right?
like
Season
Suri
5 for her,
and she better fucking know how to make fire. I swear to
for
God.
sure. Yeah,
I
no,
saw
like,
her on Australia versus the World. I'm like, not you don't know how to make fire. Come on.
you've been on how many seasons? No,
Yeah.
I do wanna say more about Suri because, like, Suri is literally, like, if you meet any survivor, how some people are like, never want to meet your heroes, or like, they're different than they are on the show. Sari is exactly like she is. She is super sweet, super nice. Like, when I literally met her in Jersey, she's like, she gave me straight up a hug. Like that's just genuine. So it's like I said, she has that likability that you want to root for. So I'm hoping, for her sake, I'm hoping that they carry that forward and not, she's played 5 seasons, everyone likes her, but
6
if she could step
or
up with that, I'm hoping in her downtime she's been doing slider or like card games
hopefully.
or
Let's
whatever on
hope
her to help with the puzzles, do some fire, get that flint and steel, all that stuff. So
something. She just needs
I'm
something. I
I'm
think
praying for her 'cause
she's such a good player that she
she
needs
is.
she needs protection.
She
Like she just
does.
can't go freely. So
Hmm.
hopefully we're hoping
Yeah.
for Suri this time. Kobe. I don't really care for Kobe.
Mr. Texas, Challenge Beast, maybe make merge, gets voted
Maybe
out
make
instantly.
merge.
Somewhere in there,
He's gonna be a target. Like he's a target.
definitely.
Yeah, people aren't gonna like him. D, my favorite winner playing. I do think she's the biggest target walking into the game, in my opinion.
For sure. When you're a winner coming to this game, you got a target on your back. D from Miami, represent fins up. Her and Soph, best friends. That was my GOAT of season 49. I wish she won. But, I do agree with you. I think D's got a target on her back. And personally, people are gonna hate it. I don't see her making the merge. Her and Kyle, I just can't see
Yeah,
it. They're
they're
too big of
not.
threats.
They're not. Emily Flippin. I really liked her on her season. I can see her. It depends. I think she's gonna do well if she like kind of plays a little smaller this time at first because like she came right in the gate like guns a blazing last time, and I think it almost got her in trouble. If she could just kind of take her instincts and keep them to herself for a bit, and then show them when she has the opportunity, I think that's going to be great for her.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think she is the perfect like storyline like character, you know what I mean? Survivor's like, oh my gosh, it was gold what happened with her storyline. So I think for her, it's ultimately, now that she has that storyline and people have that perception of her of like where she's at now, can she keep playing the way she is, but being able to adapt to, okay, people know my game now. How can I do better so I'm not getting like, pre-merge fodder, you know what I mean, getting
Yeah.
voted out
That's going to
or,
be the
to
biggest
go
thing.
farther.
Everyone adapting. You need to
Yeah.
adapt. Like,
Because people know, they
see the
watch the
hand they
seasons.
play, see the hand you're dealt, and like
Mm.
change it up. Like, let's switch it up. Let's do something different. All right, Genevieve, my queen.
Mother beef, some would say.
I think she's going to be a big target. And I think she's has an uphill battle, but if she can get some stakes in the game, some good allies, I think she'll be in a good place. But she's like coming in with no one she's played with before at all. So like that's
Mhm,
like a disadvantage. I think it's one of like three people. So
mhm.
she has an uphill battle. Mother Beef, we love her.
Yeah, I think that, that's a tough uphill battle, but it also might work to her favor, not many people being like, "Oh, she's a free agent." Like, she doesn't have established connections or bonds with other people. Could be a, give or take. I'm gonna be honest with you, hot take. Genevieve, I don't know. I don't know. It's giving her and Kyle first boot. Everyone's gonna hate that take. They all love her. She's great. She's such a big threat. If people are watching it and they know how she plays, she is a big threat and she's gotta go if they want to win the game.
I agree. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Jenna Lewis. I don't
Jenna.
know much about Jenna
Mhm,
personally. Like, I haven't watched either one of her seasons, but she's an OG, and I think
mhm.
that's gonna work to her advantage as well. Like, kind of flying under the radar is my opinion.
No, for sure. Super sweet. I'm interested to see how she's going to react to the change of game. She played season 1 and season 8. We're on 50 now. The game has changed. We
Yeah,
got Billie Eilish boomerangs flying around. Like, what's Jenna Lewis doing on the island? So I personally think it's going to be interesting seeing her dynamics with some of these new age survivor players and just seeing how she can adapt, or is she going to get left in the dust?
I agree. Next up, Joe.
Joe.
Unfortunately, I think Joe's gonna eat them up. I'm not gonna lie. I think he could have won depending on how people viewed his game the
Hmm.
first time, and I think from, like, all intents and purposes, he played a pretty perfect game the first time,
Hmm.
um, and I do think he has a threat level for sure, like, coming into this season because people just saw like, when they filmed this, it was right after 48, finale aired, so, like, people just saw his game, but I think, like, he lost in a, like, iconic fashion, he was very loyal, and he could win challenges. I think those are all 3 things that people who don't know you are gonna wanna work with you, so I think he's gonna be in a good place.
Yeah, I agree. I could see, a little Jay Hunter kind of movement. He's gonna go far. Personally, I think, the loyalty factor is what's really gonna draw people in. I think he's on the same tribe as Suri. I could see them working together. I had a friend who agreed with me and like, "You're not a lunatic." That sounds pretty accurate of what could happen. Joe played a really good season. The question though is, he's probably going to make the merge just because he's a big physical threat. Why are we going to vote out the people that are providing, right? The games adapt. You never know. You might get sniped. So I honestly think he's getting merged. I think he could go for a late run too. It'd suck if he got second again, but
It could happen, could
could
happen.
happen.
Alright, Jonathan,
Mr.
um,
Thor.
yeah, another comp beast. I think actually this season has a good amount of people who are really good at, immunity challenges, so
Hmm.
it's gonna be interesting to see who comes out on top. He's a big guy,
Yeah,
big boy.
I big boy indeed. I think he's got a good, head on his shoulders. I think if he can adapt more to the strategic game than he did like his one season because he got was what was he third? No, he was fourth.
I there.
He got out of fire, right? I think just being more strategic to where he's not putting himself in that situation. And I think I think the tough thing is you could be a comp beast all you want. It might not matter at the end of the day. Like Survivor's
Yeah,
changed. It used to be if you can be a comp beast and make it to the end, you're gonna win the game. It ain't like that anymore. So
that doesn't matter.
I'm interested to see how he does this time around.
I'm interested too. All right, Camilla,
The
love
goat,
her, my
the goat.
queen. I think again, I think if like you said, Kyle's gonna be such a big threat coming into the game. And I think because Camilla is attached to Kyle, she might be a big threat as well. But I think if they get Kyle out really early, I think I can see Camilla kind of like sneaking through the grass, like doing
Honey,
her thing.
freaking love you, man. I same wavelength, same wavelength. I have been telling people this. They're going, no, Camilla's gonna be too much of a threat. They know she does the secret alliance and all that stuff. The storyline is right there. We know I'm gonna say it right now. If I was a betting man, I'd put money on Kyle's gonna go home very, very soon. I think Camilla's gonna run this season. I really
Yeah,
do.
she
I
was
think
so good.
Kyle.
She was
I
so
think the
good.
biggest thing is if Kyle can go home and it can be Camilla's season. Like I think Camilla's gonna be pulling the strings and she's gonna be like, okay, now the person I was working with is gone. Now it's my game, and I think I want her, and what I want to see from her this season is it's Camilla's game, not anyone else's game.
Yeah,
And I
play
know
your
she
own
could do
game.
well. I'm
Yeah.
I'm really excited to watch her game.
All right, next, your
So we just
boy,
bashed
your boy.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
I like Kyle. I
Me
think
too.
he was a great winner. He was my winner pick when I did watch the season. I thought that he deserved to win, and he did,
Yeah.
in a great fashion. Like you said, because I think for 2 things. Number 1, Kyle was just a big threat because he is a big
Mhm.
threat, like, in general.
Look at the
But number
smile.
2,
It's a smile.
everyone just watched Kyle win. As they got to the
Mhm.
island, the last thing everyone saw is Kyle Frazier win the game. There's no way. He's cooked. He's done. Like,
For sure.
I don't see him getting far in the game at all, unfortunately. Love you, Kyle. They put you in an impossible position.
They did. I personally would have rather seen Kyle come back in a later season. I think it's really tough for something like D is in the same boat. I think it's really rough. You never know. Maybe something happens. Maybe an exile island. I have no idea what they're gonna have in
No
store for us.
clue.
I love Kyle. I think he's a great player. I was personally really happy with that he won that season. Uh, I just think people know his game. They know he's a winner. They see that smile and they go, "There's something going on in the background." I think you got to go home early. And like I said before, think he's gonna be before merge. So
I agree. I think he's early out for sure. Alright, Mike White, our White Lotus
oh
aficionado. I also see Mike White going home really early.
yeah, I
I
could just
would.
see him not caring as much. Like I this is a crazy take. I could see Mike White, this might be crazy, going a little chaotic because he's sitting here thinking like, I've already made the show that I love. I'm doing what I love. I'm making so much money. These people need the money more than I do, right? So I could honestly see him like, going too hard at the beginning, making connections, all this stuff, looking for idols, all that stuff because he's just like, I don't really care. And I
Yeah,
don't
and
see
as
him
he
being a
should.
big immunity challenge threat. So early boot. Early. Sorry,
Early
Mike
boot.
White. If you
Sorry,
wanna
Mike
cast
White.
me, remember me. I'm sorry.
Put you on White Lotus.
Yeah.
Alright, Ozzy.
Ah,
Um, a lot of thoughts about Ozzy. I love Ozzy. I think similarly to some of the other comp beasts, I think he's just gonna have to come up with a new strategy.
yeah.
Obviously, he's a lot older now. Even like someone asked him, I saw an interview where they asked him like, "What's gonna be different than this game?" He's like, I my strategy was winning, and just because there's gonna be a lot younger people in this game than I am, I might have to change that strategy. So I think if he could step up his social game, I think he could make a long run. I still see him winning challenges as well. So we'll see how that plays out against, like the Jonathans and the Joes, and all that. But I think I see it for him.
Yeah, I personally am very intrigued to see how he does. He's on the same tribe as Suri, I believe. If he is, I think he's really gonna need to rely on that connection alone.
It's like the third
It
time playing together too, so,
Yeah,
like
that he's gonna really need that, and I think Suri's gonna have to make a decision of, do I cut that or do I work with him? And I think that's what's gonna get him farther in the game. The
mhm.
lucky thing for him is he's played in season, 13, 23, and 34. So like he's gone up more than some of these that we've seen, like, your Jenna Lewis and different things. But has he really changed up his game plan? He says he's gonna change it. Is he? I think for him, if you're gonna give him 3 words, are ya? Are you gonna
Are you?
change it up? You know what I mean? Like,
Are you gonna
so
change it?
yeah, so that's 3 words, right? I can't count, I can't, do a lot of things. So, I don't know, Ozzy's gonna be interesting for him.
It's gonna be interesting to watch him for sure. Alright, next we have Q.
Q's great.
I love Q. I
I
love
love
Q
him
so
too.
much. No chance in hell they're gonna keep this guy around for super long. He's so chaotic. I think he's gonna ruffle feathers. I think he
Uh,
walked in the game with ruffle feathers already.
for
And
sure.
I think, yeah, with the Stephanie thing and him and they're on the same tribe, I I think it's a wrap for our boy.
They canceled Christmas for him. They said your flight ticket out here, and then we're canceling it for you. Head back. Yeah, personally, I love Q. I'm from my season. I don't know how much you remember seeing, but I love being entertained. I love being chaotic. Like, I love big entertaining personalities, and Q fits right into that mold. And I personally, you know, I I might disagree. I think he could slip through the cracks. I I
We'll
I
see.
I think he's got a better chance slipping through the cracks than some of the people on here.
It's
Um,
gonna be him or Stephanie for sure. Him or
oh,
Stephanie, not both.
100%. And but my mindset with it is if he slips through the cracks, I think he's gonna be used as a target. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause he's big entertaining, like everyone's gonna like I could see Camilla, like, if they make merge, Camilla using him as a shield.
Mhm.
Like, that's what I could see, like,
He's gonna be a
realistically
good
happening
shield
for
for
Q to make
sure.
it far. So,
Mhm.
I hope he lasts more than a couple episodes just straight up for entertainment. Don't cancel his Christmas early. Let him have, like, 4 or 5 hours on Christmas, then you can cancel it.
Let's get it. Let's get him to episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6 is good.
All right, Rick Devens.
Rick the Goat Devins, my hero, Donnie.
I love Rick
I
Devens as well.
loved Rick Devens on his season. If you wanted someone that could scramble better than him, you do not get it. This is Mr. Scramble himself. Um, so sad to see the way he went out. Tough season. I think personally, my eyes, if he made it, I think that season would have been one of the best just for scrambling alone. So I think the tough thing I'd say for him is, what's he changing up for his game? Can people trust him? Can people trust him? Right.
I mean, he's
And
gonna be a
like,
big target for sure.
he's
So,
for
like,
sure, and I
he's
think
gonna have to
my
maneuver.
my thing is if he can scramble his way to a swap or the merge, and Savannah's still there, there's the news reporter connection right there. So it's really gonna depend on those connections and if
The
can I
Rick and
trust
Savannah
him, right?
alliance, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think people are gonna feel like they can trust him,
yeah.
and I think that's
I
gonna put him in some hot.
Please, no, not Rick Devens first poop, please.
But I will say from the preview, I don't know if you saw this, maybe this is a spoiler. Sorry if you don't wanna know this, but I'm gonna tell you
No,
anyway.
tell me. Tell me, I'm intrigued.
So, from the preview, we saw that Rick Devens is the person who talked about the Billie Eilish Boomerang idol, and
Gotta love
Jeff did an interview recently where he said the Billie Eilish Boomerang idol was found in the first episode. So if you use your context clues, I think he's the owner of the Billie Eilish Boomerang idol. That is a spoiler. That is not confirmed, so I don't know. But I think so. He might already have an idol already. Who knows? We'll
I
see.
love to hear it. I love to hear it, Donnie. Thank you. That made me fill me with some joy because my boy has got some limited days unless he can sit there and scramble out there. That's
I
straight up
agree.
how it's gonna be.
All right. Next, RIZGOD.
GOD.
Riz God, baby. Um, I'm gonna say it, and I don't know if people are gonna like it. I think Rizzo's gonna cook this season. I think that people don't know. I feel like people don't know much about him, and I think
They
that's
don't
going
know his
to
game.
play. That's gonna play into his like he was so outrageous, so bold, so like confident, and I'm assuming that he's gonna bring that same energy. Like him and Savannah have an advantage because theoretically they can play the same game if they want to. I think if a few little things were different for Rizzo, he could have made it to the end and could have won as well. So I think he's just gonna have to. I mean, I hope he can win the challenge. I think that also might push him over the edge
Mhm.
too. But I do think that
He's gotta
his
practice.
bold and abrasive personality is going to bode well around these big personalities as well. I think he's gonna be able
Mhm.
to float with the big dogs.
I actually really love that take, Donnie. I hope you know that. I love that take because most people will sit here and go, "This guy is washed," and I'm like, "Rizzo washed? What?" So I personally love the take. I do think he's gonna do well. Don't know how far he's gonna go. He's a New Yorker, gotta represent for my state, New York. Come on. I personally think it's like a dual-edged sword for him, right? The puzzles you were talking about. I liked how he was a little sneaky. I remember that, like, was it first or second episode where he's going over? I think it was Alex, right? He's going over and
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, look at Alex. Like, I'm gonna copy this." Oh, goes, and then he won, and you got that, like, you want to root for him. And ever since that episode, I was like really rooting for the guy, and I found out he was from New York, and I'm like, sure, why not? But like personally, I think the dual-edged sword is he was just out there, right? So now he's done all these puzzles, all this stuff. Can he take it and be like, okay, I've done it. I know how they work. I'm gonna actually do good. The other part is he didn't have
He
downtime to
didn't
go
have
home
time to
and
like
practice these things like Sheree could, right?
yeah. And he
So
also didn't get the
it's
chance to
tough.
watch himself and edit
That too.
either. Mhm.
So
So
I think it, and that could play to his advantage. You know what I mean? Because he can't sit there and analyze. Oh shoot, I should have done this in the moment, or I should have done this in the moment. He's gonna just play exactly how he played
I
in
think he's gonna be
49.
bold. I
It's gonna
think
be.
he's gonna
I
be
think it's gonna
bold.
be fun. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
And like
Regardless,
if
it's gonna be
anyone can
fun.
make use of the Beyonce boomerang
The Beyonce
knowledge is
rumor,
power, it's gonna be
the
Rizzo.
Beyonce knowledge is power. I love it.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh
All
my
right.
god. I'm hyped for him. I'm hyped for him.
I'm hyped for him, and I'm actually hyped for our girl who may have an uphill
Sap.
battle as well, but Savannah, winner of
Unity
season
base.
49. I like her a lot. I think she even said her strategy was to go in and tell people that she won. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not. They probably would have found out eventually. So maybe that'll paint her as a trustworthy person that's like, I'm telling you the truth, this is what happened. Um, I think the winners are gonna really have a hard time this season. So I'm gonna
I
add her to the
agree.
list with Kyle and D. I just don't see it for her, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's an interesting one. Like, I actually am not sure how it could go. I think it could go either way. Either she's going to be early or she's going to have a good run. I don't think she's making far, but I could see her making the jury, first one on the jury, different things like that. I'm personally excited to see how she does this round. Honestly, I loved when she was on the season. Like, I think it was she dove for the
The
key or
keys,
whatever it was
yeah,
for
yeah.
to MC, and I'm like, that is like old school Survivor in a nutshell. I'm like, you don't see that. It's always like, like, oh, you can have it. Oh, it's okay.
Let me
So
help you
like,
find it.
let me help you find it. Oh, it's over here. Look up, stuff like that. So like when she did that to me, that was like I respected that. That was entertaining. I'm like, okay, which that might play into like her game better is if she can be like, look, I can be old school. Let me act out like let me go back
Let
into
me
old
show
school
you.
times and be
Yeah,
like, let me work with, Colby or let me work with, Ozzy or Sari. Let me show you kind of like I kind of know what it is and be buddy buddy with you. And that might give me
yeah.
a
I
couple
also
more nights
think
on the island.
I think she's gonna be the least threatening winner
Winner.
too. Like
I
people
agree.
don't know her. I don't think she's like assuming. Like I don't think she looks threatening. So she might be able to do her thing. We'll see. She won
And the and
once.
the
Maybe she could do it again. I don't know.
And the difference is like all three of those winners were so dominating. Like they were
Yeah,
good winners, right? So her advantage now is they don't know she was a dominant winner. They don't know
they
the
don't know
game
that.
she played. They don't
I
know
mean,
if she was good at immunity challenges. They don't know she was good at like connections and relationship building. So I think like that's why I think she personally will go farther. Don't know how end goal will be for her, but I think she definitely will go farther than the other two.
if you're Rizzo, this is a quick question. If you're Rizzo, do you work with Savannah? Do you throw her under the bus and get her out?
I think you sit there and go, Savannah was on my
The
season, and she was
best
calling her
player ever. Yeah.
SABGOD, Savannah
Yeah.
God, the myth, the woman, the legend. Like I think he does that, but no, he won't do
I
that.
would even lie. I'd be like, "She beat me in fire
She
making.
beat me in
She
fire making.
she's a goat. She literally put herself in to get me
Uh
out
huh.
because she saw me as a." I would just say something. I know they're friends, but similar to some of the other relationships, I think if Rizzo can get Savannah out or Savannah goes out, I think that just strengthens Rizzo's game. Like people aren't going to look at him at all if Savannah's not there. But if she's there and they get together, there's all eyes are going to be on them. So we'll see.
Exactly. And I think for Rizzo's sake is he sits here and like I even see it in the comments. I'm commenting every day. I see some of the things he says and he goes, "I'm here to cement my legacy," or "I'm here to do this." And I'm like, if you truly are that, you just spent what 28 days on an island with Savannah, are you going to change up your game? Because if you're going to cement your legacy, you got to be able to adapt. That's what a
And you
survivor
gotta
player does.
be I
Adapt.
also think Survivor players who cement their legacy are a bit cutthroat. And I think, unfortunately, to win the game of Survivor, you have to be cutthroat.
That's my
So
show.
you have to.
Have to be
All right. Stephanie LaGrossa.
queen.
I like her a lot too.
I do too.
I'm interested to see her and Cerie's relationship. They're not on the same tribe, so like we'll see if they even get to be together. Um, But I will say, like, her and Q's dynamic kinda interests me, and I think it's gonna
Mm.
be one or the other. I don't think it's gonna be both.
Really? Why do you say that? I'll ask that.
Because, like, she, like, came in, like, saying, like, Q, like, Instagrammed her. I think she's gonna come in and they're on the
Pre-game.
same starter tribe. She's gonna be like, "We gotta get this guy out. He's
Mhm,
creepy. He's, like, difficult to work with. I saw his
mhm,
season." And I think from what I remember of Stephanie, she, like, goes like, she won't let it go. So I think that's gonna, like I don't know. I think this is gonna bleed over to this game, and I
mhm,
think her or Q are gonna stay, but not both. Like, I think if that tribe loses, it's gonna be Q or Stephanie. One of them will stay, one of them will go, and then that's
mm.
how the game.
Yeah, I personally loved watching Stephanie, in her couple seasons, especially those first 2, those were pretty good. I personally am interested to see how she does, it's been a minute since she's been in the game, she's a little older. I don't know if she had kids before, but I believe she has kids now, and she's, like, taking care of those kids and stuff, so it's like, what is the weight of, like, a life change, and what's the weight of the game changing to adapt, she is a beast. She knows how to be a beast. Can she adapt even more where it's like there's new school survivor players. There's people that are like what half your age, no offense,
Yeah.
Stephanie. Stuff like that. So it's like how can she adapt and be able to relate to that, but also be able to be like, I want to play my game and bring some old school back into this game. So I think you're right on the nail with it where it's gonna be Q or her.
Mhm. And then I'm like I said, I'm interested to see like if her and Sari get on the same beach because like she said like she's not working with Sari and blah blah blah. So we'll
It'll be
see.
interesting. It'll be fireworks for sure.
We'll see. And then the last but not least, Tiffany.
Neat.
I think Tiffany is probably the biggest wild card on the
Mhm.
season from like the new era. I like Tiffany a lot in her season. I think that she's not the obvious choice to bring back from her season as well. That's not someone who I would have been like top of my list based on like how they did in the show. But I also think she was a huge personality.
Mhm.
She was bold, she was outspoken, and I think that's gonna bode for her well. I also think that people aren't going to see her as a threat, which I think is the best position to walk in the game at. Like people aren't gonna be looking at her like she's gonna be so good. I think there's so many other salacious targets around her that all she kind of has to do is kind of sit back and be a number for a second and like really cook. And I think merge, she's gonna be able to like move some stuff, in my opinion.
I agree fully. I remember when I saw the cast reveal and saw Tiffany, and I was like, interesting choice. Like I was very like interesting. But now that I've looked back on it and different things, I think she has a lot to prove in this season.
Hmm.
Like, she went home with that idol in her pocket. She told people. I actually really like this casting because she is a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get from her. And I personally think she has a good shot at this season because of that. People don't know the game that she's gonna play, like, right? And I think the thing that she really needs to do to cement her going farther in this season is don't tell people you have the idol, but also be more strategic of knowing, okay, like, are the people that I'm working with, or are these people actually telling me the truth and different things like that. So I'm excited personally to see how she does. I just hope that she is a good wild card and not the wild card they bring on to go home in like 1 or 2 episodes. Like she has a good story like line. She has an unfinished storyline.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how she does. All right. So before we leave, I think we're gonna do a good old fashioned schoolyard pick. We're gonna do a draft. Mikhail's gonna pick his team. I'm gonna pick my team. We're both gonna pick eight. It's gonna leave eight people off the team, and we'll see. Maybe it's the audience's team. I don't know. And we'll
Ooh, we
see.
get wrecked by the audience. Could you imagine?
We'll see. So we're gonna do this quick fire. Pick your people. I'll pick mine,
Awesome.
and I'll let you pick first because you're the guest.
Oh, it's very sweet of you. All right, let me see that list. Just kidding. Give me Camilla. Camilla, underrated first round pick. Camilla, love it. Did you see that coming?
I did not. All right. So you
He's
got
right ways.
Camilla. I am going to pick. Give me Joe. I'm going to pick Joe
Ooh,
Hunter on
okay.
my team.
Solid pick. Solid pick. You know he's got a late run in him. He's at least making merge, most likely, unless something crazy happens. All right. Second. Who? You know who I'm gonna pick? Now, this is very controversial because they're probably not gonna win. But if we're going draft style, give me Rick Devens, the scramble man. Can he scramble his way out of merge or before merge? Let's hope he can scramble his way into merge.
I thought you were going to pick Rick. So that makes sense.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. That was my first one. You thought it was second
I
rounders.
am going to pick. I'm going to pick Siri. I have to have her on my team. I can't not have her
She
on
was
my
in.
team.
I was gonna pick her. I was gonna pick her. Ah, that's a sad one to see go. All right, let me get Christian.
Christian,
Simple as that.
period.
He's
Good
got
pick.
lots of connections. People talked about him. He's got to do
All right.
well.
I have full faith in my boy Rizzo. I'm going to put him on my team.
You're picking. Look at the face. The face. He just aura farmed for that. He knew you were picking him too. He like.
Might be a
Oh,
surprise to everybody, but I have
I
some good
wanted
hopes
him
for him.
too. I should have picked him. All right. I'm going in. So the way I've done this is the 4 people that I'm picking first are the people that I personally am excited to watch on the season, who I personally think have the best, not the best chance of winning, but in a draft wise to give me the most amount of points. And I'm going to pick. Drum roll, please, Donnie. Drum roll, please. I think I'm going to shock you, honestly. Tiffany. Give me Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Wild card.
Oh,
Tiffany,
not my
wild card.
girl.
Erwin. Perfect.
I see what you're doing. Who do I want? Okay, I'm gonna pick Aubrey.
No, stop! You picked 3 of the ones that I was gonna pick next. Come on, Donnie. Dang it.
I let you pick first. I let you pick
Okay,
first. You
it's
didn't take him.
fine. It's fine. Let me see my list. Let me see my list.
Let me see if you take who I was gonna. I was kind of
We could trade if you'd
nestling.
like. You know,
Maybe a little later. Maybe a
maybe
little
yeah.
later.
Once my player goes home, or once your player goes home, right? Um, let me get. Honestly, let me get Chrissy. Let me get
Let's see.
Chrissy. Who
Okay.
who saw that one? Under the radar. I love the under radar people. I think they have the best chance.
All right. Okay. Chrissy's a good pick. I cannot have a list and not put this person on my list. I'm gonna
You know who
pick
you're
D.
picking.
I'm gonna pick D. That's crazy. I'm gonna
Whoa!
pick a
Okay.
winner because it's the winning team. I need a winner on my team. So
Wow. I personally thought you were gonna say Charlie Davis. That
I
is
do like
pretty
Charlie. I do
crazy.
like Charlie.
You're probably gonna pick Charlie later. Let me see the list again. Let me see it. I feel like we picked a lot from. Um, no one wants Bot to. Um, honestly. I personally think I'm gonna be going for Charlie Davis. Give me Charlie Davis. I think he's a
Okay.
wild card where he could go either very early or very late. I'll take a wild card on my team.
Okay. I like Charlie. I would have picked him on my team as well. We got one, two, three, four, five, six. We got two more. What? I have three more. You have two
I
more.
need 7, 8.
All right. I am going to pick my boy Ozzy on my team.
Ooh, okay, okay. Any reason?
Um, I just like him,
Valid.
and I feel like we're running out of people that I like.
Jonathan. Jonathan speaking to me. We picked a lot from that tribe. Someone's gonna go run late. I personally think I have to give myself a physical beast that's at least going to make merge, and we're gonna pick Jonathan Young.
Okay, got Jonathan. Boom. I am going to pick. We really don't like Batu.
Yeah, jeez. It's a
um,
disaster tribe.
I'm gonna pick Emily Flippin.
Okay, okay. I respect. Look at I respect it. I
You're
respect
like,
it.
okay, okay. All right, so I believe you have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I believe you have one more person to pick.
Um. Okay, it's got to be from Batu. It has to be. It's so tough. I'm so drawn to Q. I'm so drawn to Q. You know what? Just for the memes, give me Q. And no, give me Q. Give me Q. Give me Q. Give me
Okay,
Q.
Q.
Look at that. Look at that. It's so
Q is
good. I
your
love it.
guy.
All right.
All right, and then my last pick, I also pick from Batu. I am going to pick Mother Vive, Genevieve. Come home,
Respect,
baby.
respect. I was very tempted because either I'm right on the nail or she goes far and it's a win either way.
So, just so everyone knows, if you're not watching, so Donnie's draft pick, I have Joe, Sri, Rizzo, Aubrey, D, Ozzy, Emily Flippin, Genevieve. And then tell us your team. Who you got?
All right. So we got the GOAT guaranteed final three, calling it right now. Y'all can give me money when that happens. I'm not giving you anything if it doesn't. Camilla, the GOAT, Rick Scramble Devins, Christian Yap, Becky. I'm probably butchering all these last names. Tiffany Wildcard, Chrissy, Charlie Taylor Swift, Jonathan Thor Young, and Q Skirt Cancel Christmas himself to finish it out.
Period. And then we just have a few people who weren't picked, so we'll just say those. So we got Colby, Stephanie LaGrossa, Kyle, Angelina, which is sad. We should have had Angelina on one of our teams. I
Oh,
just have to
she's
say.
got the jacket of the audience.
Savannah, Jenna Lewis, Coach, and Mike White. Who you think is taking it? Your team or my team?
The
We both got
audience
some strong
team. It's
players.
it's gonna be the audience.
I think the audience team is kind of scarce. Not gonna
Yo,
lie,
low key, they
we
got a
we
stack
cooked
team.
you guys. I think like based on their team, I'm like,
I
I don't
think I
know.
think there's like one or two people that could do it for their team, and the rest are fodder.
I mean, it
They're
only
going
takes one
early.
winner.
That's not exactly what I'm saying. Honestly, it's gonna go either way.
Yeah,
I
we
I
haven't
do
even
think
seen anything from the season yet, so who
we haven't
knows?
seen anything. I could see Aubrey going crazy.
Mhm.
I could see Christian making it pretty far too. So I think it's gonna that's what I love about this season is like when you see some seasons, like with the new cast, you're like, oh, I like this person. I like this person. Like, I think they're going to go far. Like, oh, I've heard this. This season, I think it's like we know them, but it's like, do we know them? Do we know who's going to go far? And I think that's the most exciting thing about it. And could go either way, Donnie.
Agree. It can go either way. Well, any last thoughts? Any last words before we go? Before we watch the premiere next week and see what happens?
Yeah. Firstly, thanks again for having me on. I'm excited to do this podcast series with you. Thank you, audience, for listening, listening to my crazy self and Donnie, appreciate y'all. And season 50, I think it's gonna be a good season. I think it's gonna be wild. There might I want the audience to know, like, be optimistic. There might be things that don't work, things that we don't like, but at least Survivor is trying new things at the end of the day. And ultimately have fun, spend it with friends, spend it with family, enjoy it, because there's only going to be one season 50. So
Exactly. We won't get a season like this until season 60. And a live
six,
finale that Mikhail's probably gonna go to because he's gone to every single idol.
they're going to
Uh,
get me on there. I'm telling
so
you.
wait, so you've been to tell us all 4 or you're going to
Okay.
go to 4?
So I'm going to go to 5. So
Okay.
I went to the Vermont one. I went to the PA one. I went to the Jersey one. I'm going to Connecticut, driving out tomorrow, going Saturday, and then going to it's obviously in New York City, the New York City one. But shout out Tariq. Um, he's one part of the crew, cool guy. Hoping to see him in Connecticut too. But yeah, I'm hoping, put my face out there. But if the audience still, if their idol hasn't gone or you're traveling to a different state, don't be scared. That's the biggest thing. You are taking all this time and energy to go into the Survivor community. Do not be scared. Talk to people, build connections, build relationships, put yourself out there. Don't be like, oh my gosh, Sari, I don't know what to say. Like, I want to get a photo. Ask her, go talk to her, have a
Go
genuine
for it. Yeah.
conversation. If you want a hug, ask Sari for the hug. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, enjoy yourself, and realize like this is a once in a lifetime thing. Build that community. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Period. I went to the one in Wisconsin today.
Hey,
Took
how
me
was it?
forever. It was good. It was freezing outside. And I waited about 3.5 hours. Like we got
Type.
there 2 hours early before it opened, and then like once it opened, maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I was kind of like in the middle, so probably like in the top 200, but like there were just a bunch of people,
It was
and it
cold,
was
wasn't
cold. It
it?
was like 40 degrees, but like felt like 33.
So it's like
But
on
I
the
enjoyed
island.
it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know, it was just a good experience. I'm not probably gonna be able to go to one in Illinois, so that
Oh.
was like my like
Mm,
I don't know if I told you this, but we're gonna have to be creative with how we're recording the next 2 episodes because
mm.
I'm going to Dubai on Saturday. It's
Whoa!
kinda fancy. So
You
I'm
have
gonna
to get
miss the
Dubai coffee
Illinois.
while you're there.
I will, that's my goal. But I'm gonna miss the Illinois Survivor drop. So I'm gonna be like, okay, like probably living through other people. We'll see. If it's early, maybe I can go. My flight isn't until 7:30, but I don't know. But even I still have the wristband. I don't know if you got
There you
the
go.
yellow wristband as well. But yeah, you
Regardless, we're
guys should
still
go.
giving them content. We're still giving
We're
them
still giving
content,
them
man.
content, and we're
Make
just
sure
gonna have
you
to work
go.
hard to
Gotta
do
work
it.
hard for it. Gotta
Um,
gotta earn it. Gotta earn it.
mhm. Well, thank you all so much for listening, and Mikhail, thank you for coming on, and I'm
Thank you for
excited
having me.
to do this season with you. Like I said, I can tell you're a super fan, and I think I need that energy to be on this season. Maybe we'll even invite some guests as
That
we
would be
like
fire.
record episodes to like get their opinions too. All
Awesome.
right. Well, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time after the premiere. Peace.
Your typical